in my experience, I was comparing myself to other people. I don't drink as much as this guy. I didn't.
Oh,
I
yes.
wasn't.
Yes.
I didn't.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't have liver problems.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I don't know that, but because
Yeah.
because I'm not his doctor and don't know that, I'm thinking, this guy is fine, and maybe he is. But I used to compare myself in that way to other drinkers.
Yeah. Very common.
So about 5 years ago, how sick were you? The doctor just told you were getting there fast?
I was getting there fast, so fast that I got sick one day, called my doctor, said, hey, something's not right. So he said, come on and see me. I've been seeing this doctor for a while, and I still see him. Took some blood tests. The next day he called me, and he said, come on and see me. Bring your wife.
Oh,
I knew
man.
something was bad then. So.
Yeah.
So I went in, and he said, you need to go see this doctor. So he sent me to a specialist. He says, he's ready to see you now. Dang. So we went that right away, and I seen that doctor specialist, and he said, they're waiting for you at the hospital.
Oh.
So went to the hospital, and I stayed there for a few days. I think it was about 3 or 4 days. They did what's called banding. My esophagus was bleeding, so they go in there and do some banding. I had this allergic reaction where my esophagus just swelled up, and they had to incubate me. And the doctor says, it's very, very rare. So they sent me down to UCLA to a specialist. So that's where I go now. It's I didn't realize it was that bad.
And that was the end of the road for you, Larry? No, not a classic story amongst us in these rooms, right? Takes a whole lot to knock us off of our behavior. Jeez.
Yeah, I had the doctor tell me you're gonna die. If you don't take care. And for some reason, I think out of all the doctors I've seen, they don't really say to stop drinking, or they just tell you what could happen. And none of the doctors ask me, "Are you still drinking? Are you doing this?" Other than my primary, he'll kind of hint around,
Right.
What could happen, Larry? And I said, "Yeah, I realize that." But I don't know if it's an ethical thing for them or not, because I thought, why don't they just say?
No,
You
my
would
doctors
think
told
that
me.
would be something.
My doctors, my doctors were very adamant
Yeah,
about me quitting, because they said if you don't, there's gonna come a point in time where there's nothing we could do.
yeah.
You're just gonna have to. You're gonna damage your liver beyond the point of
No return.
of return.
Right.
And, we're constantly, like, at least for me, in my experience, I was comparing myself to other people. I don't drink as much as this guy. I didn't.
Oh,
I
yes.
wasn't.
Yes.
I didn't.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't have liver problems.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I don't know that, but because
Yeah.
because I'm not his doctor and don't know that, I'm thinking, this guy is fine, and maybe he is. But I used to compare myself in that way to other drinkers.
Yeah, very common. The first therapist that I went to see after I got out of the hospital, I knew I needed to get some help. I looked them up on our insurance, and found this person that I thought would be pretty good. Well, he was good, but he wasn't really a substance abuse counselor or therapist. And one of the things he said to me was that it's not going to be like this forever. Well, he was talking about a friend of his that had 2 friends. One friend had to stop drinking. The other friend drank and drank and drank, and the 2 guys, one guy would get upset, like, how come he can drink and I can't anymore? That's just the way it is. So in the same breath, this therapist tells me, so it's not going to be like this all the time. You'll be able to drink again sometime. He didn't know what he was talking about.
Obviously not. Yeah.
Well, just like in any other profession, there's bad doctors.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's bad therapists. There's
Yeah.
bad counselors.
Yeah.
And
maybe it was an approach he was trying with me. I doubted, but that when he said that, I thought, there was some relief.
yeah,
That's
it was
exactly
like
what we want
you
to
just
hear,
got
right?
the you just got the okay.
That's what I wanted to hear. I thought,
exactly what
okay.
we wanna hear.
'Cause I remember telling him, this was right out of the hospital. I was trying to quit because it's still in the back of my mind. I had my doctors, the visit or the stay at the hospital, and the doctor's telling me, if you don't stop, you know what's going to happen. So I was telling this therapist, I said, I can't, I'm having trouble. Everywhere I go, you see billboards, commercials of, beer or liquor. And that's when he said, well, later on in life, you'll be okay. That's not the case.
Yeah, he was out of his field.
Yeah,
he did not know what he.
Yeah, I don't. There was no malintent there.
Right.
He just wasn't. That just wasn't his his hot topic, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a relief to hear that.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna hear.
Well, you took that and ran.
Yeah, you're gonna hear what you want to hear with this disease.
Right.